When these platoon commanders from the infantry battle school deployed to Belize, the last thing they expected was to have their exercise interrupted by a hurricane. But just 2 days after arriving in the jungle, on the 3rd of August, they had to evacuate to safety as Hurricane Earl hit land. Earl brought a storm surge and winds of up to 80 miles an hour. It passed right over the British Army Training and Support Unit Belize, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake.
We were in a hurricane shelter that was the old cookhouse, so there are about 100 of us in there. It was very, very hot, very cramped, and not too bad actually in the end, but I think everyone was quite relieved when the siren went out in the morning and said it was all clear and we could go out and see exactly what the hurricane had done. It's mainly just the trees have come down. There's a lot of buildings that have been damaged by the falling trees, and the water and power is intermittent. I think it's a grim worry to remember. I don't think it'll be like this for a few years to come anyway.
It's definitely a lesson in sort of being flexible and adaptable, because as you can see, at this point we were supposed to be sort of bashed up in the jungle, and we find ourselves clearing trees from front gardens, so yeah, it's very different.
Hurricane Earl passed right through Belize City, and you can see plenty of the damage here at Price Barracks. Many of the signs and trees have been broken down. It's remained operational, but there's still lots of clearing up to do.
There was quite a bit of superficial damage and minor structural damage. Partitions of roofs had been blown off. Lots of trees have been taken down. Lots of debris blown around and caused damage around the bazaars. But we, in the camp here in Price Barracks, actually got away lightly compared to many of the civilians, not too far away, where many of them lost houses, their roofs complete, etc.
In Belize City, up to 80% of homes were flooded and many residents were forced to take to temporary shelters. The Belizean government called on BATSUB for military support, getting food to those in need. It provided the food, which was cooked by the Belize Defence Force and delivered by British personnel, with the infantry battle school brought in as delivery drivers, transporting meals 3 times a day.
The people we're helping to feed have been some of the few unlucky people who were badly affected by the hurricane, who were displaced by it, and they're being sheltered in local sort of public accommodation for the time being until they can either find their feet or their houses can be repaired.
What we are on here with the Platoon Commanders Division, this is our final exercise, the culmination of the Platoon Commanders battle course. What we're wanting to be doing is training in the jungle, training in the savannah, but this is a complete surprise. It's an extraordinary circumstance, and we've had to react. And all we're doing is basically providing 3 meals a day, basic sort of sustenance, just to get these people back on their feet so that they can then rebuild their homes, find shelter and get out of these locations and back to their homes, hopefully.
Tropical storms and hurricanes are common at this time of year across Central America and the Caribbean, but a direct hit is still very unlucky. Fortunately for Belize, Earl was just classed as a Category 1 hurricane, but it still made its mark on the country, made this exercise all the more of a challenge. Carla Prater, Forces News, Belize.